Picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Well, folks, hello. Yes, it's me. I'm back. Took some time off to go to the IPMS National Show in Las Vegas, Nevada last week, and that's why I wasn't. That's why I didn't have a regular model update, and I was pleased and a little concerned to notice how many people wrote me little emails. Hey, Lou, I missed you. Whatever. That's nice, but I said I wasn't going to be there. I said I was going away for a week, but that's fine. And now I'm back, and I've kind of unpacked everything and, you know, get the house back in order, take care of some orders and stuff like that, and can give you the rundown on the skinny, the naked truth about what happened in Vegas. And even though it's supposed to stay there, I'm going to pull up a chair here and talk about it. Hope you don't mind. Went through, reviewed all of my film, all of my video and whatnot, and found out that I am way off camera here. Found out that all the video I shot was pretty much useless. It's very yellow because of the color balance in the dealer room and in the model room. Very yellow and very quick. I'm out of practice with doing the handheld stuff, and I would have had to have slowed it down for you to get any use out of it. I took some still pictures. I'll put them in after this bit. But I wanted to tell you the story of how everything went. Having it be just a few months after Wonderfest, there were quite a few entries in the sci-fi side that were at Wonderfest. So it's like, oh, I know you. I just saw you. So start off. Flew out on a Tuesday. Flew out from Raleigh to Vegas, and that was fun. I'm not what I would call a seasoned traveler at all. So all of the rigmarole you got to go to get from point A to point B. That's the stuff I hate. I always love being where I'm at, but getting there is not always the fun. So the reason I was out there was that Steve had called TV Man. Had called me and wanted to know if I could fill in. He has a normal team of folks that he takes to these shows when he is like at Wonderfest. You've seen him, you know him, you love him. But one of his regulars could not make it and he wanted to know, hey, you want a trip to Vegas? And it's like, yes, I would. I'm not a spontaneous person. I like my spontaneousness to be fairly well regulated. But I said, what the hell? I was encouraged by some dear friends to, you know, get out of town. not in a way that you might think, but to get up and do something like that. So yeah, I said, sure, yes, I will go to Vegas. I will do that thing for you. So I was going out there to help Steve with his booth. And this was also his first trip west of the Mississippi to set up a booth at a show. I think it's going to become a staple that that will be at national IPMS shows like this. So I think we got a taste for it now. But went to the show. I had been carrying this book with me. This is the cover for the work of John Eaves, and I had been carrying this with me to the last Wonderfest. Of course, John couldn't make it to that, but John showed up at the booth. I had heard he was coming, so I baked a cake. No, I heard he was coming, so I grabbed my copy, packed it in with my the one carry-on that I had, so in case he did show up, I could get him to sign it. And I'll tell you, not only did he sign it, he drew me a little battle with a Borg ship and an Enterprise in it, and signed it very nicely right there. This is on the inside cover, so thank you, John. This is now one of my prized possessions. And we got a very nice picture taken by somebody else, because as I said, my picture taking skills suck. But had that very nice picture taken, and I'll put that in with the other stills that survived after this. And so that was Thursday. Thursday was the first day of the show. It's a little bit weirder schedule than Wonderfest. I'm used to Wonderfest being Saturday and Sunday being the two big days. Well, an IPS National show you set up on Wednesday, and actually, and you start Wednesday afternoon, but actually Thursday is the big day. So Thursday with being the big day, and then Friday and Saturday kind of dwindled down, with Saturday being like a half day. Quite the opposite, at least for the dealer setup. I know what Saturday, beyond when the dealer room shuts down, is when they do their presentations and their awards and all that sort of thing, but we weren't really there for that. So we shut down Saturday afternoon, and then I basically killed the day on Sunday, and caught a plane back midnight Sunday night. Got in what would be basically 7 o'clock Monday morning. Red eye. That's why they call it the red eye, because you're up all night waiting for the plane, and then it's a fun trip back. But we're all back, and did manage to see. So I'm sorry, I'm rambling back and forth, but we did manage to see some sights. Saturday, we after the show had closed down, we did a walking tour of the Strip. Went into the Mirage, went into Caesar's Palace, the big casinos. I'm not a gambling man, so I stayed as far away from the temptation of the machines and the bright lights as possible. I would love to have the LED concession in Vegas right now, because it's everywhere. You could go rich doing just supplying the LEDs for the slot machines. People would ask me, Lou, did you pick up any models there? That's the obvious thing. A dealer room that size, did you pick up anything? Well, because I had the one bag carry-on, I was allotted a carry-on and a personal item. So the carry-on I stuffed with things like, the T-shirts. Here is the T-shirt for the show. Yes, it looks so much better when it's covering my face. But I got one of those, and of course you pick up some souvenirs for the family and things like that. And that kind of filled out the suitcase, or the carry-on. There was one model I bought that I carried back on my lap, well, actually under the seat in front of me, as my one personal item that I could get. And it's a kit that has a reputation. It is a kit that I've been wanting to get. It has a reputation for being one of the most complex and complicated and finicky kits of all time. And we're going to see just how true that reputation is. And that is the time machine. Now, it is one of the few iconic subject matters that I do not have. So I saw it on the table there, and I said, okay, now it's time to pull the trigger on that. And not only is it the time machine, it is the time machine with the upgrade, all of the electronics to spin the dish and make the lights, and all of that kind of stuff. And that will be a project for the future and the past. It's a time machine, but that'll be a future project coming up this fall. It's going to take a lot of research and homework before I'm even ready to look at that. Now, I did open up the box, check the parts, make sure everything was there, make sure the dish was balanced and all of that. But one of the things I wanted to pick up while I was at the show, and I actually took this out of the box and packed the parts back in loosely in with my clothing and stuff, was the other edition of the Voyager, the what they're calling the clear version, but really isn't clear. This is the stock kit, and this is the clear kit. It's basically just white plastic, a little bit thinner, translucent white plastic, but it's not what I would call clear. This is what I would call clear. These are clear parts. This is not a clear part. But that's my next project. So getting masks made for the Voyager is coming up next, and I'll go into that at greater length next. So I wanted to shout out to the nice people who came up to the booth and recognized me, even though I was walking around like this most of the time with a mask, not my hand, but with a mask. And I was surprised how many people would, give me a quizzical look, and then they'd come back and they go, yeah. And then by the third time, "You're Lou, right?" And I was like, yeah, sorry to say I'm Lou. So had some lovely chats with some nice people that recognized the video, so thank you. That you made my day. And without much further ado, now that we've had a few minutes of ado already, I'll put in the still pictures here, some captions where needed, and that was the IPMS National Show. Now, there are plenty of places to go on the internet if you're looking for pictures of entries, because that's not what I do, really. I'm not going to sit there and click on every tank and every ship the whole way down the row. Things that picked my interest, I will take a picture of. I mostly wanted to show the size and the scope of the dealer room and the display room, the model contest room. And as I said, the video is no good. It's no bueno. I looked at that and I rushed through. It was making me nauseous just looking at the bad camera work. So spare you from that. But go out, hunt down the pictures for the entries. A lot of fantastic work there. And that was the show that was. I will turn it over to the still pictures. So, that was the show that was. What was in Vegas stayed in Vegas. Luckily, I didn't come back with anything I didn't plan on. And so until next time, when we'll be back with the Voyager, you be good to each other, and we'll see you then. And